Cuff's gonna go over top of the finger. It's not going over top of your ring. It's going up next to the ring. And we're actually gonna take a look, because you have a stone there, a nice diamond. We're gonna look and use these grooves here. I'm just gonna line those up with that stone so we can get nice and close. It's a good snug fit without going over top of the ring, okay?
Okay.
So if I deflate that down, and I'm gonna pump it up with air. And I'm just gonna take the look here. That looks pretty well lined up there. Okay, so you can see that the device is right up against, on the skin right next to the ring, but it's not really over top of your rings, okay? So it looks pretty good. So we're gonna get you to raise your hand up for 5 minutes. It's not pinching you or anything like that?
Nope.
Yeah, good. So it should be totally comfortable. You can just rest your elbow on the table if you like. I always like to tell people, just because there's compression there, you'll see that the fingertip often turns a little bit of this color, a little bit of purple. Shouldn't hurt at all. As soon as you take the device off, the color goes back to normal, okay? We're gonna take the compression device off. We're just gonna take a look, reassess the finger, and see how much it's shrunken down, and then we'll probably put the cuff back on for 5 minutes, given this has been stuck for a long time, okay? So I'm just gonna open the valve to let the pressure off. Wow, you can see how much it's shrunk down. You can see the seam there. So the size has come down a lot, which is awesome. And so what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna put the cuff back on, but I don't wanna put it on exactly the same spot. I wanna actually compress across that seam. So I'm just gonna rotate the cuff a little bit, put it back on like that. Okay, so the second round of 5-minute compression is done. So we're gonna open this valve here to let the pressure off. We're gonna remove the cuff, and you can see it's really shrunken down a lot there, which is awesome. I think we're gonna be probably set up for success here. I feel like right through here, it's perfect. There's still a little bit of a skin bulge here to work with. I'm actually gonna put the cuff on one more time, and I'm just gonna try and get it right over this section, because this here, we're there. We need a little bit more compression right here, okay? So I'm gonna put this on just one last time, okay? Okay, so we're gonna open the pressure up. Look at that skinny finger, that's awesome. The size came down so much, we're set up for success, I think, okay? There's still a little bit of skin bulge. We're gonna put some lubricant on there. I'm gonna, a couple sprays right underneath the ring. I'm gonna rotate that ring around to make sure it's all freely moving, which it is. I'm wearing gloves with texture grip, allows me to grip that ring without sliding all over the place, and we're just gonna start walking that ring off, okay? Now this ring band, is sometimes I like to use something, a little bit of claw technique where I get my fingernail under there a little bit and just helps me provide some traction as I'm using what I call the corkscrew method here. We're gonna keep walking it forward. Try and get over that little bit of bulge there. We're just gonna go slow and steady. Yeah, it's moving itself forward, which is great. A little hard to grab a hold of. And you're still doing okay there? Great.
All right.
It's gonna take it slow and steady. Look at that. Just doing corkscrew alone. Now the other thing is there's a rocker where we can rock it back and forth a bit. That helps us get a little bit. But this one came off.
Look at that.
There's one. Now I can go back and compress the finger again, or we can keep moving. We'll just try and keep going. I might have to put another round of compression on there, but we'll just start walking this one forward too, okay? And keep walking this one forward. Now this one here, I'm gonna put a little bit of countertraction. I'm just gonna move this out of the way. And I'm gonna take this towel here. Let's try and pull that skin underneath a little bit, because here we're bunching up there. So a little bit of what we call countertraction allows us to slip the skin under, and then a little bit of corkscrew combined with a little bit of countertraction. Keep walking it off. Slow and steady. There we go. Done. So you can wipe this off here. And so what happens is it always gets a little tight through here, but the ring came off. There's no abrasions. There's no skin damage there. The finger's obviously skinnier than when we started. It'll go right back to the size it was before. But the good news is that both those rings came off and the problem is solved.